Just tuning in, this is still Dream City on Unilag Radio 103.1 FM. Yes, my guest is here, and today we're talking about something very interesting. Now, how do you take that idea? A lot of us have ideas. We have thousands and thousands of ideas. I even have a friend who has an idea book. Whenever he thinks about anything, he just writes it down. So how do you take that idea from being just an idea to a proper structured business? That's what we're talking about today. So forget the English, forget the building a business of your idea, but that's basically what we're talking about. We're saying, how do I take this idea from being just an idea to a business? That's what we're going to be looking at today. And before we go into all of that, let me just give you a rundown of who my guest is. So my guest is a trained lawyer turned serial entrepreneur. In 2016, after someone delivered a cable TV remote control to a friend of his, he activated his long existing idea of starting an errand business. That day, he birthed Saka Errand Services, a brand focused on helping people run errands. The next day, he ran an errand for a colleague who needed to dash to her sister's office. My guest has gone on to establish several other businesses since then. Saka Errand Services 2016, Accolades Bar and Grill co-owned 2019, Saka Cleaning and Janitorial Services 2021, and OV TV 2021. He studied law at the University of Ilorin, a background which has helped him navigate the windy tightrope called entrepreneurship in Nigeria. He has also leveraged the widespread belief and spirit that lawyers are very versatile to drive his ambitions. In his entrepreneurship journey, one of his greatest lessons is that personnel management and corporate governance are key to success. He's a happy-go-lucky, family-oriented, and one always ready to get his hands dirty. He loves music, dance, and visiting fun places. On Dream City today, I have Sayo Adekunle. Good morning and welcome to the show.
Sayo.
Oh, sorry. Pardon me.
Right.
Sayo. There's no H there now.
If you're a person, you know that the S has
No, let's not go into all of that. It's okay. I will accept. Sayo.
Yes, Sayo.
So let me just write SHAYO in my head.
SAYO.
I know, right? So you're welcome to the show.
Thank you very
Good
much.
to have you here. So our listeners at home, you can be part of the show. If you have questions, if you want to shout out to him, if you've worked with my guest before, and you want to commend the work that he does, feel free to call us here in the studio. 08133038749, 08020933638. I'm sure you already know where I'm going to start from. I'm going to start from the fact that you studied law. And now, is it what they gave you in school, or you chose law by yourself? Let's start from there.
So my decision to study law was as a result of my parents' advice to study a professional course.
Okay.
I actually wanted to go for theater arts. Or mass communication,
Okay.
or English language, anything but law. But I am not regretting the fact that I studied law.
Okay.
So when I think it was JAM and I picked mass comm. And I think at University of Ilorin then they are not really started mass comm. So she was like, okay, I don't wanted to pick English language, and she was like, why not study a professional course? With the professional course, at least you are sure that. And trust me, I do not regret studying law.
Okay, now from law to being a businessman, how did that happen?
Okay. We know generally now that in Nigeria, you need to have like a plan
Are
B.
you practicing as a lawyer?
Okay, I work somewhere as an in-house lawyer.
Okay.
So I'm actually employed 9 to 5.
As a lawyer?
Yes.
Oh, interesting.
So then of course why business, right? So we all know that in Nigeria we all need a plan B. But apart from being a plan B, like I said, I'm someone that likes to get my hands dirty. I like to be involved in things. So as much as possible, even if it's not bringing money, I try to volunteer for things. So you see me at a party, instead of me sitting down, you see me trying to serve and everything. Yeah, most times my wife will tell me, Shayo, go and sit down. I know you will not sit down. Just sit down. Please, you are here to enjoy. So I like to get my hands dirty. So if I'm able to get my hands dirty for free, why can't I do it for money?
Okay, we'll get to that story. But when did you first come up with this idea? I mean, before the remote control thing, the delivery and all that. When did you first get the idea of the errand business?
Okay, so growing up now, when you listen to motivational speakers, they motivate you, you ginger you. Then after that day, you be like, I need to start something. I need to do this. I need to do that, and you think about different ideas. But then you now think, but to this idea now, you need money to start.
Exactly.
This idea, and you need this to start. So there's always that second guessing when you are thinking about the ideas. So basically, I've thought about so many ideas that I did not write down. Your friend had an idea book. Me, no idea book. Just something that will pop up. I'm like, oh, you can actually do this. So, and I'll think about it for 1 or 2 days and leave it again.
File it somewhere in your head.
File it somewhere in my head, and it still happens. But now. But so basically, for a long time, I've been thinking about different ideas. Then this day, I was at my 9 to 5. Somebody came and brought remote control. I was like, people are doing business. So this guy, I just saw him on this thing. I did errand business for me, and I was like, I've thought about this idea for a long time now. She said, "Oh, look at you. A lot of people are doing it." So that there and then, I went on the internet. I realized that people are actually doing this. Well, many people in the guise of logistics business, which is like logistics. But I was like, okay. And I told her, so I started doing this business now. If you have errand, I can. She was like, are you serious about it? Because I have a delivery to so and so tomorrow. I said, yes. So that was how I started. I got home.
At that time, were you working? But you had.
Yes, I was doing. Yes, I had a full job. I had a full-time job. I have a good job.
Okay.
I have a good 9 to 5, so to say. So I got home. So I had this person in my area that has been telling me he wanted to leave his job. He needed to. I just called him. I said, okay, so I have this business idea. Trust me, this thing we are starting today. It's not like I have money. It's not like I have this thing. But okay, how much do you think I can be paying you per month? I fractioned it that, okay, even if I'm not able to pay you from the business, I should be able to pay you from my 9 to 5. So let's just start. So I told you, oh, you'll be my first staff and everything. And voila, Sakai Errand Services started. Oh, okay. Did we have that name?
Yes, we're going to come to the name.
Okay.
So we're going to come to the. But when you started, did you ever run errands personally, or you just had that guy by the side to do all of the running?
Okay, so that errands by the sister, I ran it personally. So because I just thought about it, okay, so how much will you collect to so and so to do this? I was like, okay, I thought about it, how much I calculated. So if I drive my car, it will take fuel and time, and I still have my 9 to 5, and I will have to take extra. I just said, okay, no worry, 1,000 naira. I already figured that I will take bike from this place to this place. So I took bike and did that, and at the end of that, I made 600 naira.
Wow.
At that first errand.
Even though you had a good job.
Yes, of course.
So did you ever at any point in time feel that the job was demeaning?
So I actually ran this errand a couple of times. So so we started from that. Let me just go through the history so that will make you understand. Yes. Many times I've had to run the errands myself.
Please go ahead.
So we started. The guy started going on errands for me. He would go on a bike, on buses, bike. On normal day you buy a dispatch bike. You carry buses and everything. Okay, so I decided that, okay, how do I publicize this? I made flex. There's this market. There's this market that they do that time, Mente de Moda or something. So I paid for a space, put the market there, and started sharing flyers at Mente de Moda. So I met a couple of people. Then I met one or two people. I got my first customers, 1 or 2 people. So I met a baker, and she called me thereafter. She wanted to deliver cakes. Okay. Don't forget that we're using buses and everything.
Bikes.
And Okada. So we carried a cake the first time. She was like, oh, you guys did a good job. Second time, we did it for a couple of times, and she became our customer. Until one day, we carried this cake in a bus, and the bus almost had an accident, and the cake got destroyed.
Wow. Wow. Okay, hold on to that. So let's take this call. Hello, good morning. Good morning. Welcome to the show. What's your name? Oh, okay. We lost the call. You can call us back 08133038749 08020933638. Please go ahead.
Okay, so the cake got destroyed, and I had to pay personally for the pay. But she was so nice that she was like, so you people, she got angry, but she was saying, oh no, now you at least use vehicles and everything. Okay, that was when I started releasing my own car for the business. So, but of course, I didn't have a driver. So I had to, if it was a cake delivery, I would have to quickly leave the office,
Quickly, sharp, sharp, go and
sharp,
get it done.
get it done, come back. Later, I discovered I needed to employ a driver. Employ the driver, move. So, I don't let me go into the story. But there were times that I maybe Saturdays I would say, let me do this job myself. At least there I know the driver is not ripping me off. The driver is not doing this. So over time, I realize at least I know the route. So if the driver says he's so and so place, or if they come and they come and complain that
something is happening.
I know I've felt this thing before. So basically, that was how. So I've had to run the errands a couple of times before. Even this my cleaning business. There are so many times that I am the one getting my head dirty and doing the toilets and everything with them. And it kind of gives customers rest of mind, knowing that you are handling your business yourself.
Interesting. But when you tell people about your company, do you think they look down at you? When you tell them, oh, this is what my company is about, this is what I do, do you get any of those looks?
So in the line of, especially running errands, you've had people that, I have noticed this thing that people will not get anything, and then get this thing pass. So you notice that you probably go somewhere to deliver cake to somebody who you know that, of course, is probably younger or not making as much as you are making, and you get there and the person be like, "Where have you been? I've been waiting for you. Just put it there." Or the person looks at you in a condescending way. Right. But it is the business. You are the one making the money. So what you do is, yes, ma, yes, ma. Not many people know that, because I've had people working for me. I've had staff working for me. I remember there was I had a driver, and they would just come. What kind of small girl? That kind of girl was talking to me anyhow. I've had driver talk to customers anyhow, and I'll have to school them. Even if the tall man, you're about to say, if the giant prostrates for the draft, it doesn't mean if you stand up you are not taller than the draft. So it doesn't change anything. The fact that
so you have to train your staff to
understand. You have to train and retrain to understand, make them understand. Oh, this is how things are done. This is how you talk to customers. This is then honesty too. You know that this thing is coming. I'm already late. Okay, this is where I am. Sometimes when you let the customers know, I am at so they might be angry, but at least they're able to plan their day. Yes. But when you lie that I'm in front of,
I'm at Tiaba, I'm coming. You told me you're at Tiaba for the past 15 minutes and you're still at Tiaba.
So it sets them off and doesn't make sense.
Okay, let's pay some bills. Go for this quick break. When we come back, we'll continue with our interview with Sayo Adekunle. Stick around. I'll be back.
Thank you.
You can open a Zenith Bank account, purchase airtime and data, make transfers to any bank in Nigeria, pay bills and make POS payments. Create a wallet account.
Why are you sending me messages by this time?
And password reset and temporary block it of your account. Star 966 hash is fast, easy and convenient. Wow. And more importantly, it can be used on any phone type as it requires no data. Dial star 966 hash to get started now. Zenith Bank, in your best interest.
This is speaking. You gotta get up. Ready? Let's go back. You're welcome back. If you're just tuning in, this is still Dream City on Unilag Radio 103.1 FM, and we have been talking to Sayo Adekunle how he started the errand business. So he took something that he had as just an idea to a full structured business. So we're going to go into the nitty-gritty and how he started, just aside the idea and everything. So when it comes to after the incident, how did you put a structure to it? You know, you mentioned that you got somebody in the area who wasn't looking for a job. So was that person doing it for a long time? How did you create a structure around the business that people could say, oh, if I call their numbers, this is what they will ask me, this is what they'll do. How did you create that structure?
So truthfully, actually, when I was coming here and you sent me the poster, I posted that people should tune in to listen to lies. But truthfully, it took a while before we could get real structures because we tried as much as possible to take it one step. We didn't want overcapacity because I didn't want to spend my 9 to 5 money too much. I wanted the business to run itself, to generate itself. It doesn't, of course, I still had to spend a lot of my 9 to 5. So we never really so after that incident, I got a driver. I was driving my own car. And eventually I saw the need to buy a dispatch bike. I got one.
Wow.
And I got a dispatch rider who, after a few months, had an accident.
Wow.
And needed a surgery. And I was supposed to spend a lot of money, although he said he insisted because it was so nice. He looked at the business and said, new business here. So he said he would prefer to go back to his state to do the traditional means. So I had to spend lesser. But I'm trying to say, in putting up a business like that, you might want to take up a medical insurance, a health insurance that will, because most HMOs don't even cater for, especially dispatch bike, because they know that it's high risk.
Yes.
But I know a couple of this will at least will cover up to a certain point. So I had to pay for that. I got a second one who, because I was a very nice person, so to say, I allowed him to take the bike home and everything. Eventually, he would tell me the bike is faulty today, bike is faulty tomorrow. So when I talk about personnel management, so there was a time the bike was down for like 2 weeks or so, and in my mind I felt the bike was down until a customer called me and said, "Hey, this your dispatch bike? This your dispatch rider? He took an errand for me since yesterday and still delivered it to today." Jesus.
The bike that is down.
She now made me understand how many times the guy had run errands with my bike without making returns or me getting to know at all. So, of course, I had to trick him, got the bike back and everything. I bought an extra car because I realized that at that time, our business wasn't just logistics. Our business was running errands. And at that time, many people were not delivering cakes for bakers.
Yeah.
And because of the risk involved. So that we took that as our niche, and we worked with almost all the best bakers you can tell in this Lagos around that time. So I had to get an extra vehicle. Valentine's Day, usually crazy. I borrow extra cars for my friends to run Valentine's errands.
Hold on to that. Let's take this call. Hello, good morning. Hello, good morning. Welcome to the show. What's your name? Shina from where? Alright, Shina, do you have a question for my guest? What did you say? Oh, the quiz segment. The quiz segment is over. Thanks for calling. Alright, so go ahead.
So, of course, because I didn't spend too much money, so I bought a Nigerian used car. And every time I was collecting my 9 to 5 salary, I was spending on that vehicle. So eventually I had to even sell the car and used my car again severally till I wrecked the car. up to a certain point. And I had another personal issue. Driver will carry cake and carry people out to work.
These are the issues.
So that time, it seemed like as if I was the one having the challenge until I got to know that other people in the business had the same challenges too. And that is why most people, when most entrepreneurs, when they act business like, in quotes, you feel they are being wicked or something. But really, personal management is also key. Then, talking about corporate governance, we did at that time the business would not really put so much. It was like, oh, you are calling, I'm telling the driver
what to do and everything.
You know, there were things that you could just let your money speak for you, get somebody that will be picking the calls. But while I'm calling, I'm probably while I'm receiving calls, I'm probably receiving in another meeting somewhere but later on we actually put structure into that, made someone like a supervisor and that will be receiving the phone calls. But of course, the way you started, a lot of people just had your own phone number,
so they would still call you
and everything. So over time, you had to put like a structure to it, put supervisors and everything. Another challenge we had was dipping more hand into business money. That happened a lot. Like, Nami borrow Saka money to do this one. I can also collect money from Saka to do this one, and sometimes you might never get to return it. So those are the challenges.
The name Saka. Why Saka?
Okay, so
because what comes to mind is our normal Saka.
Yeah, exactly. So it was that there and then when we were talking about the business, I was like, okay, so it became a conversation in the office when I told them, I've started the business. So what's the name of your company? It's like, what's the name of your company? So I was now trying different names. I had someone beside me. Till today, it tells me I gave you that name, so I need to recollect. So I had someone beside me, and we were talking about. So I wanted a name that sounded like an errand boy, like house boy. I was like, I wanted like somebody that you just call. So traditionally when you in the movies now, if you call all these house boys or all these people that the names are very funny.
Yes.
So someone just said Saka, like, makes sense. But instead of me using one A at the end, I'll just put double A, Saka. So it's like calling. It's like no. It's like emphasizing. It's like you are calling the person Saka. So with the double A.
Okay. I get that. Listeners at home, remember you can be part of the show. If you have questions, you want to make comments, or you want to shout out to Sayo here in the studio, feel free to call the line 081 33038749 08020933638. Those are the numbers to call to be part of the show. Now, what was the reaction you got from family and friends, from those around you, when you said you wanted to go into this kind of business, you wanted to do errand business? What did they say about it? Was there any point you thought of quitting your 9 to 5 to fully do this?
Every time I start a business or anytime I think about business, I always think about quitting 9 to 5. Because I have this belief that if you are able to if your life depended on your business, then the kind of effort you put to it will be different. And you'll be more consistent. You will know that if this thing doesn't happen, I will know it. So there are certain things that you will do right. So, but we are in Nigeria. Okay, I used to say this. So I'm married. I have a child. And so I used to tell my wife that if I had known what I know now, maybe my standard of living when I came into Lagos will have been really, really low. I will have started those businesses, and over the years I will have been consistent. Probably, I started living at Bagada. Maybe I would have started from like Abule Egba or maybe Songo, then build the business consistently over time. By now, maybe I'll be at Bagada now, and maybe very soon Banana Island. Do you understand? So I believe once you know that your life depends on this, you are consistent. You put in everything. You go for you learn the requisite skills. You learn it on the business. Then of course, don't let's forget that God's grace is important.
True, very important.
So my family, my wife was like, oh, you want to start? It's fine.
As long as you're not quitting your 9 to 5.
As long as you're not quitting your 9 to 5.
That's what I will say.
Exactly. As long as you're not quitting your 9 to 5. My parents, I just disobeying yourself. You see that the money, now you know, especially those times that I had to like dip money into my own 9 to 5 to buy things. They'll be like, you are stressing yourself. Like, you have to do all this. Do you understand? So, but I'm someone that, and that was like tasting blood. Doing that Sakai services was like tasting blood. Now you want more. So right now, every time you're thinking of something new to do.
Yeah.
So that was why over time it started me and a friend, and I realized that everybody drinks, everybody recreates. Or my friend and I started a bar. Over time, we started the cleaning company. So there's always this thirst for more. But maybe it may sometimes, but there are times that you want to quit too, anyways. Not to quit your 9 to 5. 9 to 5 is something that, you're about to say, Oga chop. You go collect money. But so it is this business that sometimes you think you want to quit, because there are times that you have dry times. Times that you will not get businesses, times that you will not get people to get you your services, times that people will compare your services to other people, and you feel like maybe I'm not doing something right.
So for this business, okay, I know you've mentioned a couple of things. You had to get the bike and all of that. Now, at what point do you have like a team of people, or you just have probably one or two handling all of this? Do you have like a team of people managing this business, and do you have like an office space or something?
So we don't have an office space, because we do not need an office space really. If we were like the popular people where you have to get this in bag it, but this is an errand business. Call me, we come, we do your errand, and we leave. So Instagram is our office. Our phone numbers are there. So our registered address, my house.
I get it. Is the business fully registered now?
So it's registered under an investment company, Adekunle Investments Limited. So Adekunle Investment Limited has a couple of other businesses under it.
Okay.
Yes.
Now let's talk about certain laws. There's certain laws that the Lagos State government or federal government has made over time. Has any of this affected your business? Because I know there was one time, or rather the law is still, they ban, Lagos State ban on motorcycles and the likes. So did it affect your business at that time?
They have never banned dispatch bikes, because you need a 260cc and above. But the laws that affected was when NITEL came and said, NIPOST came and that they had to regulate. You pay, was it 250 that year? A lot of money. So we noticed. So of course it's not easy. A lot of people are just trying to. So when you now stifle with great billing, it affects businesses. So those are then, of course, there are times that things that affect us generally. Traffic.
Okay.
There are times you have an errand and you have calculated in your mind. You already calculated that in 30 minutes I'll get here, and in 2 hours you're not getting there. There are times that we needed to deliver a cake and we could not even do it that day, Valentine's Day.
Wow. Although the traffic on that day is
usually very crazy. Do you understand? And at that time we have like 5 cars out delivering cakes at different places. You have so many challenges. You have, this is not part of government or anything, but you have challenges like you want to surprise somebody with a cake or with a gift, and you are there and the person says, if you can't tell me the name of the person, I can't collect it. Or you want to say I am sorry with a cake, and the person discovers that this is the person sending it, and said, no, I can't collect it, and you have other business errands to run, and you have to now start doing back and forth. Oh, what should I do? What should I do now? Where should I bring it?
Exactly.
And all that. So those are different challenges.
Okay, so now, what would you say to a young man or young lady in a hostel or anywhere in the school who has an idea but is still thinking, how do I take this thing to the next level? How do I move this idea from being just an idea to a business? But let me allow you to think about that. So I will go for this short break. I'll be back.
Beyond 1,000 reasons why. When you star 966 Easy Banking, you can open a Zenith Bank account, purchase airtime and data, make transfers to any bank in Nigeria, pay bills and make POS payments, create a wallet account, and perform other self-service options like PIN and password reset and temporary blockage of your account. Star 966 hash is fast, easy, and convenient, and more importantly, can be used on any phone type as it requires no data. Dial star 966 hash to get started now. Zenith Bank, in your best interest.
You're welcome back. It's still Dream City here on Unilag Radio 103.1 FM. Now you're going to tell us what I need to do as a young man, as a young lady, when I have an idea and I need to move that idea from being just an idea to a business.
Okay, so a lot of motivational speakers have said it.
Why you always having a lot of motivational speakers?
But really, they say motivational speakers do a lot of aspire to Maguire, but sometimes you have to pick one thing that works for you. So one thing that has worked for me is you actually do not need money to start a business. Sometimes you just need the idea, and when you have the idea, you might just want to learn the skill, read about it, know about it. If you have to go to school for it, go to school for it. You have to have a certain training for it. But there are certain businesses that you don't even need training for. You learn on the job, or sometimes you just have to do it. Just do it. Nike. So, for example, long before I started my cleaning business, somebody was in my area that was always asking for money, and then he came to me that he needed money to buy camera, and he needed money to buy camera to start a business, and he mentioned that he can also do cleaning. I said, if it's about the cleaning, I don't think you need money to start a cleaning business. Just tell people you can clean their houses, and when they call you to clean, collect part payment, go and buy your mops, go and buy your detergent and everything.
True.
If you think you can't do it alone, get somebody to do it, then collect your balance. By the time you have your mops and everything, they have become your work tools. You are not going to drop your mop. You are not drop the mop and the bucket where you want to clean. It has become your own work tool. The next time you are going to work, you don't even need part payment. You carry your mop and do it and collect the full payment. And that is how doing, especially services. Running services is just the best. If you know how to cook, why not just start a cooking business? You never go wrong cooking. If you know how to grill, you never go wrong. A lot of people are buying shawarma, buying all these things. You never go wrong doing it. So I feel just do it. You don't think about the money. Just have the idea. If you need to read about it. Then be consistent, because it is not easy. Sometimes, especially when you say you're advertising on internet, tell me entrepreneurs out there, how many Instagram ads or this thing has brought in money at the beginning. But sometimes you need to be consistent. When people keep seeing you, one day they will call you. One day, then leverage on your friends and family. Leverage on friends and family. Then another thing,
sometimes family don't pay. They don't like to pay money now.
Yes, but sometimes they don't pay. Even if they don't pay, sometimes when you do free jobs for them, sometimes when you collect low amount of, they advertise you. When people see it, they say, this was this person that did this for me. Who did this? Oh, they will refer you. And referral is key. The another thing is, word of mouth is what really spreads people, not Instagram ads and everything. When someone says, oh, this person did this for me and did it well, you already have confidence in you.
Yes.
So you are able to get more people with referrals. Then it's not everything that is money. Sometimes you can work for free. Volunteer if you can volunteer.
All is hard though.
Yes, but really, when you volunteer, you meet a lot of people with like minds, people that when you realize that you even get ideas from them, you share ideas and everything, and they already know what you do. So when it's time to make money, they remember that, oh, you work for free for me, let us make money from you.
Together.
So let's make money together. So that is why, as much as when I hear there's volunteer somewhere, I want to volunteer because I like to. Apart from the fact that I like meeting people, it's something that you actually learn from people. And you build your own capacity to doing all those things.
Interesting. Now I want to ask you that if you did have a 9 to 5, do you think this errand business is a sustainable business?
Yes, a lot of people are making money off this. So the guy that brought DSTV remotes. So we had a story, and he said the guy started just like I started running with buses. He started bought the first dispatch bike, bought the second one, as at that time 2016. I don't know the guy. I don't know where he has gotten to now. But I'm saying that it's actually a very sustainable business. Every business is sustainable, or if you are consistent. Especially if you do something different, people will be like, "What are you doing?" But over time, you realize that they know you for what you are doing.
Yeah.
And so I feel so far you know what you are doing, and don't
Okay, do you think we are in a student environment? So I'm going to ask this question.
Okay.
Do you think students too can do this alongside their work?
If you are not any, to be in Unilag, that's where we see any work. That's an unstructured errand business. So imagine if you are not forming big boy or big girl for your colleague. Imagine you saying, "Oh, I can wash your clothes for you. I can help you go to so and so. I can help you buy this," and you collect. If it is 100 naira on it or 200 naira on it, a lot of people will. We are in Lagos. Everything sells.
Everything sells. Now tell us about your what's the name again? The TV.
OVTV.
Yes.
Okay, so OVTV is a YouTube channel, and the idea is to have different content. But right now, our major content is a talk show. But what do we know? Where we bring majorly youths to talk about topical issues. We talk about issues that we talk about our own version of events happening around the country and the world as a whole. So we bring people that can speak to the topic and talk about issues and of course start conversations, so to say.
Okay, so what lessons have you learned managing all of these businesses, especially the errand business, over time? It's like 5 years now.
Yes.
So what lessons have you learned from the business?
Number one, corporate governance. You have to separate yourself from the business. The business is one thing, you are another. You have to separate yourself from the business. Number two, know how to manage people. It is good to be nice, but sometimes you have to be professional. There's a thin line. There's a very, very thin line, because if you are too nice, they take you for granted.
Yeah.
If you are not nice, they will
Attempt wicked.
they attempt wicked, and they will do your business anyhow too. Learn to be empathic. Yeah. Learn to be honest. That's one key thing about this business. If you are honest, if they know that, if you tell them that this is A, and they will believe that it is A. So at least when you tell them, "Oh, we have a delivery, or we have this thing for, we have an errand for this time, I cannot do this." If they cannot wait, they will get another person.
Else.
If they cannot, then don't take jobs that you cannot execute. And okay, that one too is tricky. Sometimes you have jobs that you want to take. When they say, "Yo, can you do this?"
Yes, I can.
Yes, I can. Then you quickly look for how to do it. That is one thing. But when I say don't take jobs you cannot execute, when you look at timeline and you feel that it is not realistic within the normal that timeline, then you don't have to take it. Then just do it. That's a lesson too. Just do it. Don't overthink things.
Okay, so but what would you say in conclusion? What would you say to young people who feel that certain jobs are beneath them?
I don't feel any job is beneath anybody. So
the way you are stressing that.
that is the thing. So when you money doesn't smell. If you have money, you have money. So there's no job. I don't feel there's any job that is beneath anybody because there's dignity in labor, and so far you are not doing crime. Anything you do doesn't change the kind of person you are. In fact, when I tell you that I do all these things myself, and when I do it, I am dirty. But when you talk to me and I respond to you, you know that this person there's a difference. And even my staff too, they have gotten, it gives them that self-confidence. So you see them when they talk to you, they are able to face you and talk. So most times when I'm not even there, they can handle businesses because they know that when I am there, I do. Then when you are there and you are doing the job yourself, the people working with you, they see you, so they don't lazy around when you are doing the job. So there's no job that is beneath you. At the end of the day, when you are spending your money or doing big things, you will not remember that you're doing.
True. Thank you so much, Sayo, for coming on the show today.
Welcome.
Thank you
for having
about
me.
This business. So I have a new contact now. When I want to run errands, hope your prices are fair, Sha.
Yeah, very fair.
We'll discuss that later. So thank you so much for coming on the show. I had a good time talking to you.
Thank you very much.
A beautiful weekend. And to our listeners, thanks for calling in, especially those who called in during the quiz. We don't have any winner today. Hopefully we have a winner next week. God willing, I'll be here same time, same station. Do have a beautiful and a fantastic weekend. Bye.
Thank you very much.
All right. This one. No, hold on. No, don't go yet.
You gotta show
You
can open a Zenith account, purchase airtime and data, make transfers to any bank in Nigeria, pay bills and make POS payments. Create a wallet account, perform other self-service options
Thank you
like
so
PIN
much.
and password reset, and temporarily block it from your account. *966#